What's up, Internet Land? Zacham's Prime, aka Zacham's Prime, here with the Transformers video review. Today, the figure that I'm taking a look at is the Transformers Earthspark Starscream. And I'll be honest with you, so I've got this figure, it's a buddy of mine loaned it to me. While I do admit that the aesthetics and whatnot, the proportions and color scheme and whatnot is pretty interesting. It's not your usual take on Starscream. I'm purely reviewing this figure because I was intrigued by the transformation. He's got a wild transformation. But yeah. Pretty clean looking figure even from the back, if you ignore the giant hollow spaces there, which we are going to ignore the giant hollow spaces. Thank you very much. But yeah, in terms of accessories, he comes with these two little guns. They look like pistols, but they are not. They're his null rays. They fit on his forearms. I've always felt that forearms are a better place for weaponry than shoulders. But that being said, like putting the null rays on the shoulders has always been a distinctive thing for Starscream, so I have mixed feelings about this. It's not bad, though. In terms of articulation, his head is on a ball joint that looks up. It doesn't really look down. A little bit of tilt, rotates around just fine. His shoulders are on ball joints that will go all the way around and they'll go out for the full tree pose. He's got a bicep swivel, single joint bend for over 90 degrees. He's got a wrist joint here. He's got, you can't get an ab crunch out of, there's a transformation joint here, but you really can't get an ab crunch out of that. You'd have to do some really janky stuff to make that ab crunch. He does have a waist swivel though, which is nice. Legs go that far forward, they go that far back. They go out for most of the Van Damme. Thigh swivel here, single joint bend at the knee for all of the bend. I ended up completely disassembling his foot. Foot will go backwards for a bit, forwards not at all, and tilt a fair degree. Yeah. But I think the aesthetics on them are pretty interesting. So first of all, there's no blue and there's no red. Well, there actually is some red molded parts. This what looks like palm or whatnot. You see it here in his toes, on his crotch, waist, and in his neck. But the chest and shoulders are painted red, and then there is no blue on this figure at all. It's all paint, all the blue you see. And there's a lot of it. There's a lot more blue on him than is usual, like in the legs. Usually you would expect just like this chunk right here to be painted blue, but they did the whole front of the leg and his knees. And then that combined with the black that you find on the thighs, in the torso, and on the shoulders, it just gives them an interesting visual aesthetic. So, but anyhow, let's get him transformed up. I like his transformation. It's actually really cool. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to separate the tail like so. This is going to disconnect the arms from the arms here. Actually, what I probably should have started with is to take these tabs here on his elbows and clip them into those slots here on this black panel. Bam. And bam. Then you can grab this nose cone here, pull this out, and then it just kind of unfolds out the whole thing. Separate this gray from the black part, and then that will allow you to tuck the head in, close that up, close this up. Be sure to turn his waist around 180 degrees and then bend it at that joint that I mentioned earlier. With his legs like this, you want to you want to bring his legs forward without doing that joint thingamajig. And then tab these together. You've got a pig here and then like a little tab back there. And then bring these up. There's this tab on his shoulders that are going to plug into these slots on his legs. So his arms are kind of going to go over those little winglets on his legs. Oh, cat. Then close these up. There's a tab and a slot there. You'll see these two little tabs on his neck piece here. They're going to fit into these there's little hollow spaces in there. And you just kind of like flex it and tuck it up. You're not flexing against the joints or anything like that. All the joints are there for it, but... And then you take this and you fold this up, and there's like a slot formed of these two heel parts, and there's a tab here. It doesn't like click into that tab, but it will fit into there. And then there's these hollows on that spot there. They'll sandwich in between these little juts right there, just like so. Bam. And that covers up the space, the empty space on the back, and he ends up looking like something out of like Gladius or something like that. It's a pretty cool alt mode, all things considered. Not your usual sort of transformation, which I like. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. The only thing is he doesn't seem to have one of those flight stand ports that all the Transformers seems to have these days. He doesn't have one. But it's pretty good. His null rays stay on the whole time. You can flap his wings if you really want to. But yeah, that's about all that there is. Pretty interesting transformation. But that's about all I got, everybody. Thanks for watching. You guys are fantastic. Everybody, stay awesome and be good to each other. I will talk to y'all later. See ya. Cat video.